26 degrees outside, so really chilly. And Hefe woke us up at 6 o'clock, not feeling good. His little back legs were shaking and giving out, so we gave him a pain pill, managed to get him in the car, and so hopefully he'll recover today. Grand Tetons are over there, but you can't see because it's cloudy.
Head northwest on US 191 North, US 287 North. Continue on Teton Park Road for 3/4 of a mile.
We just came over the dam. This is the Jackson Lake Dam. The Tetons are super, super fuzzy. So not really turning out in the pictures, which really stinks, but it is what it is. There's the Grand Tetons, but it's very hazy today. Hopefully it'll clear up. And we have a hurt puppy, so we're limited limited on what we can do today. I'm sure when it's really clear, it's beautiful. It's just kind of like scrubby brush on both sides right here. We did go through some trees earlier. I did see a chipmunk too. So this is the Mount Moar. There's falling glaciers up there, but it's so hazy you can't see anything. It's beautiful even in the haze, but wish it was clear. Alright, so we stopped at a little overlook, and this is a lot closer, so the mountains are starting to clear up. It said that that mountain has 4 glaciers, I believe. So the white stuff is the glaciers. Here it is, baby.
Take the next right onto Jenny Lake Road.
Jenny Lake Junction.
Continue on Jenny Lake Road for 3 miles.
So this goes by the lake, so we'll come back and get more pictures when we get to the lake. Alright, so we're on the Jenny Lake
In a
Loop.
1/4 mile, turn right.
We're on the Jenny Lake Loop Road, and hopefully the lake is going to be pretty with the Tetons in the background, approaching the overlook. I'm surprised it's not more crowded, because when we got here, they didn't need to see our pass.
Turn right, then your destination will be on the right.
Wow, there's not much parking in these little areas either.
Your destination is on the right.
There's spots here. It's okay. Little puppy's not feeling good today. Every time we get out of the car, he wants to jump up instead of laying still. So I don't know how today is gonna go. But at least we're getting through the park pretty fast. Maybe we'll get to our little cabin early and he can just relax. Except the guy at the cabin had a dog and they're gonna want to play. But hopefully he feels better soon. Alright, so here we are at the Jenny Lake Overlook.
Guys! I think she would like the lake trail better.
I know. There is.
It's beautiful. Alright, so we're on Death Canyon Trailhead. We're on the Moose Wilson Road. We go left. And so far, we haven't seen any wildlife. We went through the sensitive wildlife area, which was like a little creek right close next to the road. But it is a pretty skinny little road. And pretty much there's no stopping, so you just have to drive. See what you see. And we've seen a number of chipmunks. They run across the road and then they run back. They're super fast. We've seen a lot of wildlife on this trip, but not today. And I'm not sure we're gonna see anything. It's early, it's 9:20, so it seems like it's early enough, and it's cool out. What's the temperature? 59 now. We started the morning at 46. We're at a one-way bridge here now. And more people are coming towards us. Not many people are going in the direction we're going in. Moose Wilson Road. It's really dense, so we probably passed a million things and couldn't see it. But I know, it looks like they need to trim some too. Stuff's kind of in the road. Ah, there was a chipmunk. I missed him. But the road just turned to dirt. It's still fairly flat, and it's wider. It's not overgrown as much as back there. There's a little creek. We've seen a number of Mercedes vans today. No big ones. I think they've all been pretty much small. Yeah, well, 170, but most are the 144s. Here comes, that's a Ford Transit, I think. I know, their mirrors do hang out a mile. So we're going through the Grand Teton Pass on the way out of Jackson Hole. And on the way to Idaho. 10:43. So it's really steep too. We just saw two people biking. That's crazy. It would be hard to walk this. I can't imagine trying to bike it. I'm glad we aren't behind a truck and don't have a truck behind us. They have the nets on the side of the mountains like in Costa Rica. All right, so we made it to Jackson Hole, but looking around, it was super crowded. We really didn't like it at all, and we knew Hefe was not feeling well. So we drove a little bit farther and then stopped just to get him out of the car and kind of see how he would do. And as soon as he had trouble getting out of the car, so Chuck had to carry him out of the car, and we thought, well, maybe his legs are just stiff. We got him out, and then he immediately just tumbled down into the sidewalk, trying to walk. I mean, we knew something was majorly wrong. So we were a little panicked. I started calling for emergency vets, found out that the closest one that was the best choice for 24-hour emergency care was in Idaho Falls, about a 45-minute drive. So we called them to let them know that we were on our way and got Hefe back in the car. And on the drive over, we noticed that his eyes started to just shift like back and forth like this. And like this back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And we thought at that point maybe he had a stroke. We were really freaking out. We got to the emergency vet. Of course, because of COVID, we weren't allowed to go inside, but we backed up to the front door. They brought a stretcher out. Chuck and the vet got him onto the stretcher, and they carried him inside. I mean, he looked like a little taco. They had to fold him up in his bed because he was so unstable and put him on the stretcher. So he got on the stretcher and went inside, and the vet stayed outside with us and told us that she thought he had doggy vertigo, which we've never heard of, but apparently it happens in elderly dogs. They don't know what caused it, but we thought maybe it was because of the altitude and everything that we felt really bad because we had created it. But she said they really don't know what causes it. Dogs in Florida can even get doggy vertigo. It just has to do with old age. And from the research we did, it sounds like the little stones in the ears, just like with people vertigo, gets out of balance. And he was having trouble, so they took him inside, did a bunch of blood work. Because of the time difference, our vet in Florida wasn't open to get prior blood work and everything. But they took really good care of him. And later on, she came out and told us that they thought, very certain that that's what it was. Dogs rarely have strokes, which made us feel better. And the constant eye movement back and forth definitely meant it was the doggy vertigo. The only thing you can do is just time. So we thought about renting a place in Idaho Falls for maybe a week, for a week. But she said we should just keep going, that he just needed time. You have to really watch them so that they don't fall over and hit their heads or break a leg or something, because he's totally out of balance. And then they brought him out, and his eyes had already stopped shifting sideways, and he seemed like he had just a lot better control about what was happening. He was very calm. We got him back into the car, and then we decided that night to just go where we had already paid for in Swan Valley. So we stayed there for the night, watched him, and it was kind of a rough night because there's only a couple places to eat, and they wouldn't let us get food to go, and we weren't going to leave the dog. So we ended up eating at a convenience store and taking turns walking over to get food. It was a really rough night. I don't think Chuck and I much slept, either one of us, but we decided the next morning we were going to my uncle's house in Sacramento, California, and we were going to hold up there until Hefe got better. And so that's what that was our plan.